Yo, what's the word, man? Good morning, man. Um, all right, look, bro. So today's video, bro, is gonna be about addiction, bro, and how it's used to not only control us mentally and physically, but to also um, control us spiritually and also lead us to our demise. And you can be led to your demise either by death or led to your demise mentally or spiritually. So it's plenty of ways to die without actually dying, if that makes any sense. So yeah, with that being said, bro, I want to fall off into addiction real quick. I want to talk about alcohol and drugs. I want to talk about the pornography. I can't say the actual word. I want to talk about those things and how it affects you really poorly, bro. I want to start off with alcohol because alcohol is something that claimed my life before. Um, Alcohol and drugs is something that is something that I grew up around. I was tossed into a community where other people would call it the trenches. You feel me? Projects, and alcohol and drugs is all around you. You feel me? It's all around you. I remember my first time moving in the hood on 1365, and no, that wasn't my first time living in the hood. I was living out west first, out west Chicago. But I used to just always see people on the weekends or even sometime throughout the week, you know, with drinking liquor, playing cards or standing in the street listening to music, while drinking a liquor and shit like that, and smoking a weed and using a nose, all type of shit. And I'm seeing this shit as a little ass boy. You feel me? And to me, it didn't look like nothing bad. It looked normal, whatever. They was drinking alcohol. I knew what they was drinking. I wasn't that young and naive. You feel me? So I and my family was like that too. A lot of people, not my entire family, but a lot of my family was born into addiction as well, mainly alcohol and drugs. So I watched what it did to people I love and who I held close to my heart physically. Um, I watched drugs turn a beautiful face that used to have a glow to it into a really skinny face, a face that's hard to look at. This face lost its glow, it lost its aura, and I've seen that with a lot of people throughout my family. And alcohol and drugs took away that glow. I don't want to name names about people in my family if I feel like that's unnecessary, but it eventually bled on to me, and then my brothers, my cousins, um, my uncles, and they was already going through that shit. But for me personally, dealing with the struggle of alcohol, because I've never really struggled with drugs. Like I said, it was in my environment at home. It was in my environment when I walked outside of my home. You know, I didn't know that, like, you know, I didn't have a chance. Like, like I didn't have anybody for real showing me that this is not the way. One of my uncles was showing me the way, but he had kids, so may he rest in peace. So it was hard for him to merely focus on me. When he has his own kids as well, he has to focus on to teach them the way. Um, so I didn't have any representation for real. So any leadership, any guidance, I didn't have much help. Like I said in one of my songs I'm finna drop, they tossed me in the trenches where I seen nothing but pain, addiction, and suffering. So because I live in this environment and I'm growing up in this environment, I didn't realize that the chances of me succeeding and meaning not becoming an addict or alcoholic, or this was very slim. So, and again, like I said, a lot, I used to see people drinking and shit like that a lot, and randomly on weekends throughout the week, not even celebrating shit, just drinking. Oh, it's the weekend, y'all. Let's drink. Y'all ass dealing with issues, financial issues. It's hard for y'all to pay y'all rent. Y'all kids need shit. What the fuck is y'all celebrating? Why is y'all drinking, what the fuck? But I ain't understand that as a kid, All of that shit look normal to me. So, yeah, eventually, in high school, it ended up happening to me. That's when I first started drinking. I think I was a sophomore. And yeah, I started drinking, you feel me? Like partying and shit. And the alcohol gave me, what do you call it? It gave me a personality. If that makes any sense. Like, if I was shy around people or this, that, and the third, or scared to party or scared to approach a girl or this, that, and the third, you can best believe a shot of alcohol gonna take all that away. I'm walking all on her face like, shorty, you drop something, what? My phone number, you go pick it up. You feel me? Well, I'm partying, you feel me? Like, everybody wants to be around me because I'm the life of the party. I always got the bottles, you feel me? And I was just cool people, so you feel me? But I didn't realize that alcohol, like was making me come out of that shell. Not in a good way, but in a bad way. So as time went on, it started to claim my life even more. I'm drinking on not only on the weekend, sometime throughout the week, you feel me, or whatever. Sometime at work, you know, just really drinking a whole lot. And what that did to me is it started to unconsciously form me into a person that I'm not. It started to form me into a person that I don't wish to be. It started to form me into a person that verbally criticized people in a way that I never would have if I was in a sober state of mind and not have a history of drinking. It started to make me live with decisions that I wouldn't have made if I was in a sober state of mind. I started to lose things that was precious to me, that was close to me. I started to hurt people that was close to me, that was precious to me. You feel me? Because of this issue, and it's really sad because like my story right now is millions of other people's story. Alcohol is something that's extremely horrible for you. I don't care if you drink it in moderation. That doesn't make it healthy. I hate when people say, oh, this wine is good for you because it's good for your heart, or this and the third. Shut the fuck up with that bullshit. Stop selling people that shit. Because alcohol is toxic. It's regardless of what you say it does to you, it's still toxic for the body. It's not meant to consume. And anything that's not meant for your body to consume, it will affect you in a negative way. Whether you abuse it or whether you not abuse it, you will be affected. So I hate when people say that shit, bro. So I just want to say that, I've been on my journey now, for a while. I'm not gonna give y'all the number yet, but it's been some time now since I've had a drink. Like I don't wish to. The more and more I keep educating myself and looking back on things, now that I'm really in a sober state of mind, like I'm just looking back at it like, man, I can't believe that shit. Like I will never drink that shit again. I'm right now in this moment trying to rekindle and rebuild relationships that I ruined because of my decision of wanting to drink alcohol. So I freaking hate bugs. I'm not gonna lie. I love nature, bro, but the bugs, I'm still working on getting used to. I'm gonna try to sit here next to it, y'all. But yeah, go ahead, walk away. If you fly over here, I'm gonna punch your ass. But anyways, yeah, that bitch flew away. Where'd it go? Fuck. But anyway, yeah, though. So I'm stuck rebuilding relationships right now, and asking for forgiveness from the ones that I hurt, from the bridges that I burned. You feel me? And if you can tell me that alcohol is healthy when it can do things like that, make you ruin relationships with people that genuinely cared about you and wanted the best for you and was supporting you, and you ruined it because of drinking. And people tell me that alcohol, if you drink it in moderation, is healthy. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Because you cannot be a drinker for real and one day get drunk and lash out on someone you love and care about because you don't know how to control your liquor, and now you just ruined that relationship and you don't even have a history with abusing alcohol. So isn't it safe to say that alcohol is not healthy for you? Okay, that's that. Now I want to get over to the drugs. Like, you feel me? Drugs, bro. Like again, like I said earlier in this video, I've watched people I love and care about that abuse drugs, bro, and that glow, that aura to their face, that beautiful face that I was used to seeing, whether it was a family member or a friend of the family. I've watched drugs kill them. Like, I watched drugs slowly but surely kill them. I watched beautiful people just get skinnier and skinnier, you see their bones through their face, and I watched it ruin their life. I was a child watching people like I looked up to and cared about deeply go through that shit. And a kid shouldn't have to see that. A kid should not have to be around that. You feel me? And I'm watching this shit in my face. And honestly, bro, that had an impact on me in ways that I still can't explain to this day. Who wants to see someone they love and care about stick needles in them or snort stuff off tables or off your legs or off booties, or I don't know whatever you snort it off of? Who wants to see that, bro? I've seen it with my own eyes as a child, and it just extremely fucked up. You feel me? And I'm not gonna go too far into the drugs because alcohol and drugs is somewhat the same thing, and this video is already too long. But essentially, what I'm trying to say, in a nutshell about this video, is that addiction can come grab you, and when it grabs you and get a hold of you, it's like being in a submission at a wrestling by a professional wrestler or something like that, and you trying to get out and you just can't. You feel me? Even with the corn addiction, that really affects you really badly, bro. It affects you mentally, spiritually, and it affects you physically, bro. You feel me? Like I've watched it before. I'm sure y'all, whoever watching this, have too. And if you ever watched it and you got done and you finished and you're doing a task or something, maybe walking a dog or taking out trash, playing a video game on your way to work, those images are still in your head, and you're trying to shake it. You don't want them there. You already pleased yourself. You don't want them there, but they're still there. And then it affects you spiritually because it brings your vibration down to an all-time low. All of that energy that you had in you, that positive energy, that good energy, that good aura, when you release it to something like corn, and it's something that's not healthy for you mentally, it has a direct effect on you negatively. So yeah, it's not meant for us, because you're tricking your brain into thinking that you're having sex, and that's what your brain thinks by watching corn, but you're really not. That shit is not, it's not safe to do, bro. It's not. When I did it, you ever feel guilty when you was doing it? Like, damn, I feel guilty. Why did I just watch this? I ain't gotta watch this. You feel me? I can go hit a girl up or this, that, and the third. You feel guilty because you don't supposed to be engaging in some shit like that. You feel guilty because you don't supposed to be watching porn. And people get off into being addicted to this type of shit, and it consumes them. They think really low of themselves. All they want to do is be a freak and have sex. That's all they want to do, because their vibration is way the fuck down here because of what they're engaging in. Even with alcohol, even with drugs, vibration way if you someone that's trying to build your vibration, build your aura, and kill parasites within your body. You have to not engage into things that can open doors for parasites to walk right in. You just can't do that. You know, and I get that we're not perfect, but the more you practice things, you get better in them. And when you get better in things, you don't want to do things as much anymore. So in a sense, you're mastering it. You feel me? So I'm gonna leave y'all with that, man. Addiction can claim your life in many different ways other than the 3 things that I named. And it's gonna get real ugly out here. Things got approved right now for meat, lab grown meats to be sold in our grocery stores. A lot of fucking produce in our grocery stores and shit like that. Not real fucking produce, not real lettuce, not real strawberries, berries, none of that shit. It's making us sick and shit like that. So you don't want to add on to what's already going on. You feel me? Right now, I'm building. I got me a garden. I've been growing out my vegetables and shit like that. I'm finna go grab more things. I have to leave meat alone, even though I don't mind eating meat right now because I'm working out and I need that protein. But I gotta find other ways to get protein because I can't eat meat anymore. But that's another story for another video. I love y'all, man. I care about y'all daily. It's been a minute since I posted, but I promise y'all will be posted the next few days, back to back. Spiritual Cam, man. I love y'all.